Hello everyone, welcome to my channel. Please subscribe and keep watching more details. Swindler Tom Girardi's pals raging, his RHOBH star wife Erika Jayne ditched him in time of need. She ran for cover and let him rot. Disgraced legal eagle Tom Girardi, the husband of Real Housewives of Beverly Hills star Erika Jayne, was sentenced to 7+ years in prison for swindling millions of dollars intended for his often destitute clients, including orphans and widows, RHOBH.com can reveal. But his pals are livid. Jayne ditched him in his time of need and so far has gotten off without a scratch, sources tell us. The second that things started unraveling, Erika ran for cover and left him to rot, our insider close to the 86-year-old fallen fraudster said. Jayne, 53, filed for divorce November 3, 2020, a month before she and Girardi were accused in a lawsuit of embezzling funds meant for the families of the victims of a plane crash. Girardi, who was the inspiration for the attorney in Erin Brockovich, was later charged in criminal court for using funds intended for his clients to finance his and Jayne's lavish lifestyle. He shelled out megabucks on flashy cars, closets full of designer clothes and glam squads for Jayne, and bankrolled her vanity project, an entertainment company. Though the trophy wife was initially named in a lawsuit tied to Girardi's crimes, she was dismissed from the case in 2022 after the court ruled that she had no actual knowledge of his actions. But, according to a source, those close to Girardi, who now suffers from dementia, are accusing Jayne of only looking out for herself. She ditched him the moment the money ran dry, our source said, despite claiming ignorance when questioned about her involvement. Both on Real Housewives and in court, Jayne is being sued for $24 million by Girardi's bankruptcy trustee, who alleges the reality star used the embezzled funds for her personal expenses and should return the money to the victims. No date has been set for her trial, but according to the insider, Girardi's pals are eager to see it get underway so the Pat the Puss dancer can be held accountable. Our insider said, they don't buy her Miss Innocent act and think she ought to face some justice too. They haven't forgotten how she bailed on Tom the moment it suited her, and they're furious. In public, Erika Jayne remains resolute. She's always maintained her innocence, insisting that she didn't marry a crook, she married a legend. That she was duped too. That the real Erika is a woman climbing out of the rubble, not counting coins in it. But behind the scenes, Girardi's circle isn't buying it. They believe she rewrote the script, cast herself as the heroine, and left Tom as the villain with no lines left to speak. She was the showgirl of the century, one friend concluded grimly, but when the spotlight dimmed, she left the man who lit it for her. No encore, no curtain call, just dust. As the legal saga trudges through its final acts, one thing's clear. The real drama of Tom and Erika isn't playing out on Bravo. It's unfolding in broken friendships, bitter courtroom whispers, and a love story that unraveled not just in public, but with cold precision behind the scenes. In the end, the verdict on Erika Jayne may never come from a judge. It may come from the legacy she leaves and the people who believe she let her husband rot when he needed her the most. Once lauded as a legal legend, Tom Girardi now sits in the shadows of disgrace. Once the titan of the courtroom, flashy, confident, and unshakable, he now exists in a haze of allegations, memory loss, and betrayal. But it's not just the courts or the media scrutinizing his fall. Behind the curtain of scandal, his inner circle, the old friends, colleagues, and loyalists who once toasted to his victories, are seething with fury. Their anger isn't just for the corruption charges or the millions allegedly stolen from orphans and widows. No, their greatest fury is saved for the woman who once stood beside him in glittering heels and a platinum ponytail, Erika Jayne. She ran. One longtime friend of Tom told a source close to the case. She didn't just walk away, she bolted. The minute things got hard, Erika vanished into smoke and sequins. Once dubbed the glamorous duo of Beverly Hills, he the respected legal giant, she the bold, no apologies pop diva and reality TV star. Their union was a paradox. But to insiders, it worked. Or at least it looked like it did. She was his queen, said another source, a former legal associate who spent years dining with the couple at exclusive Hollywood restaurants. She had her career, her show, but Tom loved her fiercely. Whatever she wanted, he gave it. But when the hammer came down, she didn't just step aside. She vanished. Like he never mattered. The Real Housewives of Beverly Hills stars swift and dramatic exit from the marriage in 2020, filing for divorce just weeks before the legal avalanche of accusations struck Tom, raised eyebrows even then. To some, it looked like survival. To others, it looked like strategy. But to those closest to Tom, it felt like betrayal. She knew what was coming, another associate said flatly. Don't let the mascara and the cries of "I didn't know anything" fool you. She knew enough to jump ship right before it sank. Erika has always maintained that she had no knowledge of Tom's alleged financial misdeeds. On RHOBH, she often reminded fans and castmates of the fog of confusion, shock, and horror she claimed to experience as the scandal exploded. Her emotional scenes, often tearful, sometimes defensive, always polarizing, became ratings gold. But for those who had once shared dinner tables and holiday toasts with Tom and Erika, her on-screen anguish was a performance. She used his downfall as a platform, said one of Tom's older friends. She launched a podcast, dropped a music video, revamped her image. While Tom's world crumbled, she was posting thirst traps and dancing on TikTok. In one memorable episode of RHOBH, Erika tearfully admitted she couldn't answer legal questions on the advice of my lawyers. But for Tom's remaining loyalists, her words rang hollow. They saw a woman climbing free while the man who funded her dreams and, allegedly, her $40,000 a month glam squad deteriorated in an assisted living facility. Tom wasn't perfect. No one is saying that, said an ex-legal partner who once shared an office with the fallen lawyer. But when you love someone, when you owe someone, you don't abandon them. You don't disappear when the cameras stop rolling and let them rot. That's what she did. The phrase has become a rallying cry among Girardi's shrinking circle. She let him rot. Words whispered in backrooms of law offices and murmured in the hallways of old money circles where reputations die slowly. Despite everything, Erika has pushed forward. She's returned to the stage, launched a Vegas residency, and rebuilt her brand as a woman who won't be broken. But the whispers haven't faded. There's nothing wrong with moving on, said one longtime family friend of the Girardis. But the speed, the coldness, the denial of everything she benefited from? That's what stings. That's what makes people rage. There are others, however, who argue Erika had no choice. She was thrown into a storm of lawsuits, accusations, and public shame, said one industry insider sympathetic to Erika. She did what any woman in her shoes would do: protect herself, especially if she truly didn't know the extent of what Tom was doing. But to those who stood beside Tom for decades, Erika's actions look less like self-preservation and more like calculated escape. She turned her back, a source said bitterly. She danced away while he fell apart. Now, as Tom Girardi awaits what may be the last chapter of his life, fighting Alzheimer's, stripped of his law license, disgraced and virtually alone, his former friends keep score. They remember the lavish parties, the Broadway nights to watch Erika perform, the extravagant gifts Tom proudly gave her, and they remember the silence that followed. She could have visited. She could have said something, one said. But she ran. She ran for cover. She ran from the man who gave her everything. And now she acts like he never existed.